this is how I overcame lust and fapping. And the only reason why you fap, or you're in the cycle where like you fap, and then and then you're like, oh, next time, I'm not gonna fap, is because you're not busy enough. Where most of the times, if we're being honest, you're the only reason why you fap is because like you're alone, you see no one's home, so like, and you're not doing anything, just watching TikToks, doom scrolling and all that. And that's when the thought starts to appear where like, I should go jack off, I should go watch porn. And yeah, you just end up fapping, and on top you don't have a plan where if that thought appears in my mind, what am I gonna do? And you just like, when it appears in your mind, you just keep on, and you just keep on thinking, oh no, no, I'm not gonna fap, I'm not gonna fap. But you still have that thought, like, I want to go check off, or like, just do something like that. And you just constantly, you just have it in your mind, and then eventually you fap. Because it's just like doing a plank, where like you hold it, and then eventually you fall. And same way it goes with fapping, where you just have it in your mind all the time. It like fatigues you. I mean, that's what I meant, for the plank. Like, it fatigues you. Like, eventually it'll fatigue you, like mentally fatigue you, and just make you like just do it. And why not, instead of when the thought arises, you think of happy thoughts? Because let's say, for example, you know it's your birthday, and everyone's singing happy birthday. You're in front of the cake. You blew out the candles. You're all happy. Smiling. You wouldn't say right now would be a good time to jack off. No, like, that would be weird. No, of course not. And yeah, so you just, when you have thoughts, like, you want to fap, just think happy thoughts. Just constantly think, because you're less likely to fap if you're happy. Because why? Because you're happy. You feel fulfilled of being fulfilled with happiness, I think, if that makes sense. Another tip is to hide the thing. So let's say, for example, maybe it's on Instagram, where you see like girls and all that. You see biddies, all that stuff, like thirst traps. And I think it's best to like just block that. Like, just go, like say, like on Instagram, I think there's those three dots where just put not interested, and just keep doing that. Because when we see that, when we see like thirst traps, or like girls, and like, you know what I mean, it makes us like, the thought starts to arise, where like, oh, I should go fat, because I saw that and all that. But you're less likely to do it, if you just like hit that thing. Like, maybe, like, you just keep seeing girls like that, you just gotta just like block them, or like just hit not interested. And then you'll start seeing less of those pics, or like less of that content, and you'll start focus to it. You're less likely to fat because of that. And let me see, what else. Sorry about that. But another one is breathe through it, where I got this from the Way of the Superior Man, where when you get the thought, feel the energy, where you just take a deep breath and breathe out slowly. Just do it slowly, and just feel that sexual energy all throughout your body. And just breathe it slow, and just take it slow. Like, take the breath slow. It's You just have to try it. Where when you fap, no, sorry about that. When you fap, no, not when you fap, but when you're thinking of fapping, just gotta take slow, deeper breaths, because you're blinded right now. Like mentally, like, you're unaware. Like, you just keep thinking of like, oh, bro, I can't wait fap and all that. You're like blinded by the devil, where like he's taking control over you. You don't have control over yourself. But when you take deeper, slower breaths, you're gonna be more aware. Like, oh shit, like, I'm about to fap. No, I think it's best like not to, because you're more aware. You're not controlled by the devil, and shit, fuck. But yeah, you're not controlled by the devil, and because you're more aware. And also on top, I feel like the most important one is just be busy. Because normally we do it when we're alone in our room, when we're not doing anything, like how I said earlier. And yeah, you're just constantly in your room. You just gotta go outside more, like go for a walk, talk with your mom, go outside and help your dad, do something, that keeps you busy. And one thing that you can do to start to overcome it is, yeah, you can't really, it's not like that. No, like there's like no secret tip or any of that, because you've been so addicted to it like for years. Maybe you started like in the beginning of middle school, and then from there on, you just continue, like live, laugh, do that every day, and like every day, maybe not even once, maybe twice a day. And what I think is best is progressive deload, where in the gym, we grow our muscles, and once we're more stronger, we add more weight. And then we do that one, our muscles get sore, then we add even more weight, like once we like feel more stronger, if that makes sense. And yeah, instead we can do the opposite with overcoming lust, like fapping, checking out. Because let's say you do it 30 times, no, once every day for a month. Let's say that's 30 days, right? So you jacked off 30 days in 1 month. I think that, yeah, I hope that makes sense. And the next month you can do 20. You can jack off 20 times, because that's pretty easy, instead of just telling yourself, I'm just gonna raw dog it, I'm just gonna not fap no more. Because eventually, you've done that before, where you tried and just raw dog it, where I'm not gonna do it no more, and then eventually you fall into temptation, and then you're back at day 0. And I feel like that also we shouldn't count the days, because I feel like it's stupid. Because like I learned this lesson, where I learned this thing where, let's say you're going to the gym for years, constantly, like not a day missed, and then one day you miss a day, right? And then you feel like it's this thing where when we feel like, when we miss a day, we feel like it's like a streak loss. But like, since like, fuck, it's really hard to explain. Like, we think of it in like in streaks, when we do something like a habit, and that if we miss a day, like all the benefits, all that, all like the gains, we lose it. But no, it's just stupid. And yeah, just don't count the days. Like, it's not gonna help you at all. Like, there's no benefit of it. And yeah, you just gotta be busy, take deep breaths. And what else? What was the other one? And and also, just hide the thing. Maybe like block a girl that's just posting thirst traps, or block like stuff, like if you're like on Instagram. And let me see. Let me think. Yeah, you just gotta be more aware. Take deep breaths. Sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah, just take deep breaths. And yeah, because if you're, you just gotta know, like if your mindset can be controlled, you can control anything. You can control your temptations and be more better. And right now, you're probably like, you're in this cycle where you think like, you'll never get out of it, and like it feels hard, but you just gotta push through it, bro. Like, I know you can do it. Like, I've done it before. And think of all the rewards, okay? You'll be more happier. You won't feel like you won't feel like you have to hide from like after doing it. And yeah, you just gotta be more mindful and aware of when that thought arises. Like, just take deep breaths, all that stuff. And let me see, I think, yeah, that's it.